Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing today? Okay. Thank you for your patience today while we're getting set up. We got locked out. So we have a different little setup today, so hopefully we can just flow with it. So I was expecting a smaller class today because I said last week is our midterms, and everyone's like, yeah, I'll make it up and I'll come in 2 weeks, right? So I wouldn't do y'all like that. We're definitely going to do a thorough review of everything. So that's what this sheet is that you have if you've checked in with Rashadat. You should have a program summary sheet for nutrition for optimal health. Does everyone have one? Okay, so we're going to go and talk to this in terms of our lecture today. And if you have questions along the way, just let me know. You can always ask. And then I have my handsome junior chef up here. This is Dante. He's been so helpful, moving stuff, washing dishes, all the things. So he said he wanted to be my little helper today. But he's a little shy. And on the menu for today, we're going back to Nigeria. I wonder why. And we're going to do a Nigerian rice and beans. So everyone's probably had Hispanic rice and beans. You probably had Caribbean rice and beans or rice and peas. You probably haven't had West African or Nigerian rice and beans. So, of course, I'm partial to it, right? And it's got a little kick to it. I decided to do it not full baby mouth version today. I put one lowly scotch bonnet, just one. So it's got a little kick to it. It was a little too hot for Dante. So we'll see. It's already made. And then this is the pot I'm supposed to be using, but apparently it says it's ceramic, but it doesn't work with induction. So I had to take everything out, put in another pot, and we're going to reuse it. So we're going to do that. And for our dessert, if this will work, okay? For our dessert today, we're doing a whole food plant-based raw dessert. It's fully raw. It is a chocolate raspberry cream pie or tart, whichever one you think it is, or you think it is. I put it in a tart pan, but I consider it a pie, so however you want to call it. So it's no oil, no refined sugar, of course, not overly sweet, but easy to make, very low effort, but high yield. So if you like the chocolate raspberry combination, hopefully you will like this. So I already have one prepared. I'll make one in front of you. But we're going to start off making the rice and beans first because it has to kind of simmer for 30 minutes, and then we'll do the dessert, and then we'll eat because everything's already ready. Hey, darling. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So through everything we've discussed since we had restarted this class in January, we've covered a lot of things. So this page is just a very high-level summary of the things we've discussed. Hi, welcome to Love in Action. How you doing? Good. I'm doing great. Thank you. And so we're just going to go through these things. We're going to have some audience participation, have you all read it so that you don't fall asleep on me immediately, okay, while you're waiting for the food. All right, so with that, we're going to start on the front page. The front page will say at the top, nutrition for, well, I guess they say both. The one that says protect. We're going to start there with protect. Okay? So under protect, it says neutralize free radicals with antioxidants. Now, I know I spent multiple weeks talking about this. So as a recap, and for those folks who are new to join us, what is an antioxidant? What is a free radical? And why do we need to fight free radicals?
Free radicals are in our environment and food we eat.
Margaret said free radicals are in our environment and food we eat. That is correct. And what does it do to the body? It damages our cells, it damages our DNA. Yes, it does. And so what fights those free radicals? What gets rid of them out of the body? Antioxidants. And what are some examples of antioxidants?
Berries, fruits and vegetables that are non-GMO.
Definitely non-genetically modified organisms, for sure. Yes, but specifically, it's specific nutrients like vitamin C, for example, right? Vitamin E, we talked about, selenium. There are certain nutrients that are actually antioxidants that actually fight and reverse free radical damage that happens to the body. So, for example, who can recall, like the example I gave that I thought was brilliant about how something can oxidize, because this is oxidation that happens at a cellular level. That is what free radical damage does. And so the antioxidants reduces that oxidation and delays that from happening, okay? Much like the apple, exactly. So when you slice an apple and you just let it sit, it turns brown because it's oxidizing, right? But if you add a squeeze of lemon juice, which is vitamin C, which is an antioxidant, it severely slows down or significantly slows down the oxidation that happens. That's what happens on a cellular level, right? So that's why it's so important. If you're eating a bunch of brown food every day because everything's deep fried, everything's a burger, everything's a pizza, okay, you're not consuming antioxidants. And that's why you will succumb to the Western American diet diseases, okay, because there's nothing in there to fight at a cellular level, right? So you need to eat something fresh every day, something raw every day. Your plate should be colorful. You should be eating the rainbow every single day, right? I've said this thousands of times. I'm sure you're tired of me saying that. Okay, so that's my introduction to the Protect thing. I can't remember your name. Dewan. Okay. Would you read the first 2 paragraphs under Protect as loudly as you can?
Okay. Free radicals are unstable molecules in our body that, if not neutralized, will do damage to cells. Free radicals are frequently generated from lifestyle and environment. Antioxidants neutralize or divert free radicals to prevent and reverse damage. Phytochemicals found in plants, phyto is Greek for plant, are antioxidants.
Perfect. That's basically what we just said, right? Are there any questions or comments about that? Okay. And then, Duan, would you read the last paragraph where it says examples include?
Okay. Examples include cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, berries, kale, peppers, etc.
Basically, your produce aisle, okay? If you're eating anything out of the produce section, you pretty much will be getting some kind of antioxidant benefit. Anything that has no label on it because it's already its own food, then you're going to consume antioxidants. That's the best way to think about it. Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Yeah, hit me with it. Hit me with it.
So I heard that, and maybe I'm wrong, but I heard that broccoli and cauliflower weren't real vegetables. So explain that to me in light of this here.
Okay, in terms of us dealing with in terms of antioxidants and free radicals, it's not applicable. They're talking about from a botanist view. So that argument, for example, is because it was not native to Earth 5,000 years ago or whenever humans started cultivating. So there are plants that are like original, and that's what they'll say that those are the real vegetables, and everything else has been hybridized. And so that's where that is coming from. So we eat lots of kale's hybridized, carrots are hybridized. I mean, there's a lot of things we eat that are hybridized that you can consider not a real vegetable, but they still offer benefit. Yep. Okay. All right. Thank you. Any questions on Protect before we move to the next topic? Okay. All right. We're going to go to repair damaged cells. So we've talked about this a lot. So of course, the antioxidants are going to help us repair our cells on a DNA level, but we also need some nutrients, key nutrients that really help bolster that as well. Who can think of some that we've discussed throughout the class since January? Is that pressure? No pressure, no pressure. Okay, well, some of the answers are already in front of you if you want to look and see. Folate, I heard folate, yes. And does anybody recall what folate is? Folate is part of what? Folate is a part of our B vitamin complex. So when you're taking a B vitamin complex, which is a water-soluble vitamin that we talked about, that's what's going to help repair damage to your cells. That's why we have to take it on a daily basis, because you pee it out. Y'all recall that? I'm seeing a lot of crickets. I'm hearing a lot of crickets, but your faces are reflecting that. Okay, that's okay. We'll just. Okay, that's why we do reviews. Okay, that's okay. All right, Darlene, would you read the first paragraph of repair, please, as loudly as you can?
Damage to cells begins the second we are born and continues throughout our lifetime. Over time, damaged cells can cause disease, i.e. cancer, heart disease, period. The goal is to either repair a cell or promote its death. There are compounds in our food that may encourage both.
Okay. So I know we kind of talked about this, but everything you decide to put in your mouth is either promoting life or promoting death, right? So people can know, if I eat this pork chop, this is probably not the best thing for me, but because they don't feel any immediate effects from it, or they want to say things like, well, I'm going to die of something, I might as well die happy, or you'll hear these kind of comments, right? They'll make these decisions. But think about it, is that deep fried pork chop with no fiber and no antioxidants and all that, is that promoting cell regeneration and growth, or is that promoting something else? Versus all the things that it can do, all the things that it can do. Versus do you have that same notion if you're eating, say, a floret of broccoli? Does that feel like that's health promoting or not health promoting? So everything you decide to swallow is health promoting or not, and it's our choice, right? So it's not like you have to walk the line 100%, but the most of the things that you decide to swallow should be health promoting. So that when you have that 20% or less of things that are not health promoting, your body has the tools it needs to get rid of it. Okay? Right? We've talked about that a lot. We just kind of hit on folate and all the folate rich foods. So legumes are going to be really, all your beans and all that are going to be really high in folate. Avocado, oranges, and spinach are the foods that are top in folate. So you want to get that in on a very regular basis. Hopefully you are. Hey, welcome to Love in Action.
Hey, how you doing today?
Okay. All right. Any questions on repair to damaged cells before we move on? We good? All right, Leslie, we're going to go into normalize. So normalization of blood sugar, insulin, and hormones. So we spent the whole first month of January talking about diabetes, talking about insulin resistance, talking about the supposed pre-diabetes. We spent a whole month discussing that and how to regulate our hormones naturally, because that's very easy to do, though they try to make it complicated. So, Leslie, would you read normalized?
Chronically high blood sugar and insulin levels may contribute to a state of inflammation that can contribute to chronic disease. High circulating levels of other hormones, testosterone, estrogen, and cholesterol, are associated with increased risk for certain diseases. Low glycemic index foods prevent spikes in blood sugar and excessive insulin release.
It continues to the battle. We can stop there. Any questions about that or anything come to mind about that we discussed? Hey, Coretta. Crickets again. Y'all kill me. So I gotta start feeding you today to wake you back up. I think that's what I gotta do. It is ready. I can do that. The question is, any questions about how to normalize your blood sugar and insulin levels and hormone levels based on what you decide to eat? Or any questions around that? Sure.
So, is it sugar that increases blood sugar?
That's such a great question. That's such a great question. And it's a question we've answered in here so many times. So before I give the answer, who would like to give Duan the answer? No. Right. The answer is no. Marketing would tell you, like, the more sugar you eat, that's what's increasing your diabetes, right? Or any kind of insulin resistance problem. But that is not the case. And that does not mean you go out there and binge out on Oreos and all the white table sugar. It absolutely does not mean that. But that's not the cause of diabetes. The cause of diabetes is usually a high saturated fat diet that coats the cells, that blocks the sugar from able to get in, and the sugar stays in the bloodstream. So when people, that's why last week, we talked about it. Certain people who really should eliminate oils from their diet, and diabetics or people with insulin sensitivity should eliminate or significantly reduce oils or saturated fats from their diet, because then when you don't have that, then insulin can actually get into the cell and it's not coated in this slimy fat, okay? And I mentioned that if you are 100% whole food, plant-based, or vegan, or whatever term you want to use, you need to consume at least a teaspoon of saturated fat a day, because that is where our hormones come from. So our hormones are made from cholesterol. So if you want to have proper estrogen, proper testosterone, proper whatever, if you don't have the right balance of fat intake, proper fat intake, your hormones will be thrown off. Because there are some vegans that go no oil, no anything. They won't even do coconut or anything like that, no saturated fat of any kind. And then 3 years later, they're no longer vegan. They start become pescatarian, all that, because they're tired and you can't do that. Our bodies need saturated fat, just a little bit, right? But if you eat a westernized diet where it's very meat heavy, which is lots of saturated fat, plus the French fries and the pizza and all that stuff, then it's so much saturated fat that's coating your cells and the sugar can't get in. The insulin, you can't unlock the door because it's just covered in grease. Okay, so cut it out. Hey, Carolyn. Cut it out. And then when you do that, as a person who used to have PCOS, and for those who may not know, especially you being a man, may not know polycystic ovarian syndrome, your hormones are completely screwed up. I had testosterone levels of a man, it was like in the upper 300s, facial hair, this cute face had facial hair. I'm plucking and shaving. I'm like, this is out of control, okay? You start balding like a man, all those things because I was eating chicken and I was eating the healthy meats, the white meats, the chicken and the fish and all the things. So that's the reason why, okay? And we did play a video about that last week that I can replay at the end if we have some time. There's a little quick video about that. Any questions or comments about that? Yeah.
But if you were someone who is wholly plant-based and not getting enough saturated fat on fasting, what would you be taking?
Okay, the question that was asked is if you are a person that doesn't consume a lot of oil because you are 100% plant-based diet, what type of oil, which oil should you consume? The ones that I would recommend, because different folks will tell you different things, the ones that I personally would recommend would be, of course, West African red palm oil or coconut oil, virgin coconut oil, not refined.
So you would just mix that in something that you're eating, or would you just take it on slow?
I mean, I'm a G, I'm gonna take it straight, okay? But but however you need to do it, however it works for you, you can put it into a smoothie.
Put it in your tea.
You can do all that, but make sure it's not too hot, especially if you're using the coconut or the red palm oil, because certain nutrients are very heat sensitive and it'll kill it off. So make sure it's like warm if you're gonna do that, not hot.
So olive oil,
Sure. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite oil.
Palm oil, coconut.
Sure.
grocery store though?
Excuse me?
Red palm.
Okay, great question. So red palm oil, so there's a lot of controversy about it because they're always talking about it gets stigmatized. But the ones from like Ecuador or West Africa are sustainably sourced and it's made the right way. It's not causing all the deforestation. It's not the one where they strain it from the palm kernel nut. It's from the actual fruit that's extremely oily. I don't know if you've ever been to West Africa, but if you see it's just dripping oil. I mean, that's just what it is. It's natural. You're not taking a seed and using a machine to squeeze out the drop of oil that's in there, right? It's actually naturally occurring oil. So, and same thing with coconut. It's naturally occurring. And it has other medicinal properties. So to get that, go to any African market, and if you go to even a place like Compare Foods, they have like a half of an African owl, and you'll see, and all those will come from Africa. If you go to like a health food store, they tend to have the ones from Ecuador. They're way more expensive, way smaller portion, but it's still really good. Outside of that, like your Harris Teeter and stuff like that, they're not going to have that. They're going to have the bad kind that's been hydrogenated. Yes, ma'am.
Can you give us a name brand? Like, I just bought some red palm. I think it's Neem is one of them. Which one do you use?
I go to the African market and pick the size. Yeah, the one that comes to my mind right now is Zumi. But y'all know I'm not brand loyal. I'm in how organic loyal, how it's processed loyal. So yeah, that's why I don't really know the name brands like that. But like the ones here in Charlotte, they're all good brands. I mean, so I don't think you can go wrong if you're going to the actual African market.
So the one at the African market?
Oh, the one right here? Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's good. Any other questions or comments? Yes?
The name of the movie last week, how do you title?
Dairy is Scary?
Oh, is that
Yes. Yes. Oh, I meant to text that to you, I'm sorry.
Okay, I got it right.
Okay, dairy is scary, and her name is Erin. I can't remember her last name. And it's viral, so as soon as you type dairy, it's going to come up.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think I missed something. For the coconut oil and the West Palm oil, we should eat that every day.
So when you take that, the caveat there is if you are a strict whole food plant-based eater and you eat pretty much a low-fat diet because you're eating lots of plants and you're not getting a lot of fats, like you're not eating enough avocado and all that, this is what you're going to add to your diet. This is like when you don't eat any meat, you're not getting a lot of saturated fats unless you're eating the coconut, unless you're eating the avocado, unless you're eating those things that have saturated fats in it. And some versions of vegans don't do it. They don't do it at all. And then they can have problems. So particularly if you're more melanated, you're going to definitely need that 1 teaspoon of saturated fat a day to keep your cholesterol balanced, to keep your hormones balanced. It's essential. Or otherwise you're going to be like, my hair's dry, I'm tired, I don't feel right, and your hormones are getting thrown off. Because all of our hormones come from cholesterol. Yep. Any other questions or comments on that? Y'all asked great questions on this one. Okay, we're going to move over to boost immune function. And I forgot your name.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, Akila.
Akila, that's right. Okay, Akila, would you read the first 2 paragraphs under boost?
Sure. Detoxification is one of the best ways to limit toxicity and boost your immunity. Fiber boosts natural toxin clearance. The liver clears toxins that are captured by fiber and cleared from the body.
Okay. Now, I know I've talked about this a lot, to the point where we actually discussed poop for about 3 weeks. Okay? So, hopefully when I ask these questions, I should have a round of answers coming back at me, okay? So, to detoxify, right, to eliminate, we have to, what are our 4 ways to eliminate in the human body? Sweat, poop, urine, and exhaling, breath. Okay, those are 4 ways that the human body can get rid of things, all right? Now, the way it's set up, just like we have water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins, because water-soluble vitamins, what happens to those on a daily basis? They have to be replenished, right? Versus fat-soluble stores up in our body, right? So when we have the 4 elimination channels, certain things that you eat are going to be eliminated through your bowel movement. Some are going to be eliminated through your urination. Some are going to be eliminated through sweat. So to detoxify the body, if you're not consuming enough fiber so you can poop these things out, like we talk about soluble fiber, it's that gloopy, jelly-like kind of fiber that goes through, coats things, and it grabs, oh, she has way too much testosterone. She's not a man, right? Let's poop that out, right? But if you're not consuming it and you're only eating meat and potatoes, then you're gonna be jacked up. And it's only gonna get worse as you get older, okay? So you have to be able to do that to detoxify. You have to make sure you're touching those 4 things every single day. You should always do breath work, because that's the most oxygenating thing you can do for your body. You should do that on a daily basis, and there's not some frou-frou stuff. It's real. You should really do breath work every day. You should definitely be drinking water and drinking structured water every single day. You should be eliminating how many times per day? As many major meals as you eat. Yes, exactly. Okay, great. Okay, look, y'all were about to scare me. Okay, y'all got that right. You got that right. As many major meals you have a day is how many times you should be eliminating per day. Peeing, you should not be peeing every 5 minutes, because that means it's just going straight through you, right? So how do you make sure you're not peeing constantly? You have to make sure whatever you're drinking has electrolytes in it, so it will actually go intracellular. Yes, right. So you can do that with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and about 20 to 32 ounces of liquid. Yeah, you can do that. Or you can create some structured water. How do we create structured water? Fruit or herbs or veggies, and that creates structured water. So you don't have to go out and buy fancy structured water. You can create your own. Just put it in there overnight, or do what she did, and have your structured water. Okay. All right, so that was fantastic. That was a great one. All right.
We doing good?
Y'all doing fantastic. Yes, how long should it take when you actually do a bowel movement? How long should it take you?
Turnaround time, like
12
to 14, 22.
Okay, that's a different question you're answering. So that's the bowel transit time. It should be 14 to 22 hours, yes. But when you actually get to the commode to eliminate, how long should that take?
As long as you urinate.
Not as long as a whole.
Exactly, like a dog. So when the dog goes out there, if the dog ain't taking all day, they go out there, they squat, they're done. Okay, so if you're sitting there and you are reading a book and you're scrolling on Instagram and it's still trickling out in little pellets, we have a problem, okay? Okay, this should not be the case. By the time you finish peeing, poop should be gone. No smell, wipe once, towel is clean. Okay? Wipe once. It should be completely clean. There should be no streaks. Wipe a second time if you're just not used to it and you want to just make sure it was clean. But you only have to wipe once. Okay?
So if you have to wipe more than once, what does that mean? What is that telling you?
Okay, the question is,
We're not finished?
the question is, if you're at the point that you're still having to wipe multiple times because the tissue is not clean, what does that mean? Before I give the answer, who has some ideas of what it can mean? You have any ideas, Junior Chef? No? Hi, welcome to Love in Action. Any ideas what it means if you wipe more than once?
Eating too much meat.
That could be one thing, but more, go deeper. What else what could it mean?
Not enough water.
So that means the stool is not well formed. Okay? The whole point of having type 4 stool, that we had that Bristol stool chart, when you have properly formed stool and it has the proper right amount of bulk, it has the right amount of water in it, it's going to just come out clean. So when it's not fully formed properly, it's because certain things, your diet and your microbiome, you're just not quite there yet. And so as your health is improving, particularly your digestive health is improving, you should see that as you wipe that it's getting better. That, okay, maybe on the second wipe, okay, it's just one streak. Wipe this third time and it should be clean, okay? You can track it. Okay, yes.
Track the streaks, and that's an indication of your internal organs.
Oh yeah, because it's not all coming out. It's not all coming out. It should come out, it should look like your colon. That means it's getting caught on something, or it's too soft, or it's not formed properly. And it also means it's probably still some in that it's not a full elimination. So it tells you more things. Hi, welcome to Love in Action. It's not a full elimination. So those are things you really want to look at. Like, okay, there's some, I don't know if y'all should be doing this. If you're in the shower, you should be cleaning your anus, right? You should put your finger inside and you shouldn't feel anything. Sometimes if you do, you will feel, oh, there's another little piece up there, okay? So you should not feel anything. You should take like your ring finger and just clean it out. Like make sure it's clean. Yeah.
Q-tip.
In the shower?
No, toilet. We're not there.
Oh my God. Don't be scared of your bodies, y'all. I deal with so many women that are afraid to touch themselves, like not in that kind of way, but don't even know but you let men and other people, touch you and then you can't touch yourself. You have to know what's going on with your body. That is your anus. You should know what's in your anus, not before anybody else knows. Before you come to a person like me, like I should be telling you what's in your, you should be saying, this is what I'm seeing in my anus. And I should say, oh yeah, I see that. Whatever makes you comfortable, I support you.
What does it mean if your stool does not float? It sinks to the bottom.
Okay, the question is, y'all love talking about poop, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Keep it coming. Okay, keep it coming. See, so I had to start with poop. That's what I see. Now y'all are awake. Okay, it wasn't the food this time. Okay, the question over here is, what if your stool does not float? It's not supposed to float. It will float. No. It should. When it's well formed, it shouldn't be like a rocket and it should just go to the bottom, okay? It should be like, when they, the diving for the Olympics, and to get like a 10, it's like very little splash and they go straight, okay? That's your poop. It should not be a crash and burn, it should not be a belly flop. It should not be any of that, okay? It should, just like they do in the diving, and it just goes straight. That's how it should go in. Okay, just nice and easy. No belly flopping or anything like that. Okay? No splashing. Oh! No splashbacks. Look at your face. Okay? Now, if you are a clean eater, if you happen to eat a high-fat meal, even with fiber, then that's when your stool will float. So if it floats occasionally based on what you ate that day, preferably because your bowel transit time is like 18 hours. So whatever you ate that day or the last day and a half, then it will float. But if it's happening all of the time, then no, that's not what's supposed to be happening all the time. Okay. Yes?
I think this is the last one.
Last one, okay.
Okay. As far as healing up from what we call leaky gut,
Yeah.
we got to talk about that. So, how do we know that our intestines are healed up and that we're healed up from leaky gut?
Okay, so it's a two-part question she just asked. She's asking about leaky gut and how do you know if you're healed from leaky gut? Your body tells you. As a person who had leaky gut, is anyone, okay, people might think they know what leaky gut is, but do you actually know what is leaky gut? No. Okay, in your small intestines, there are junctures. Okay, think of them like this. And with all the crap that you've been eating, they come apart. And what happens is it allows food particles into your bloodstream. And you have these reactions. So you have these digestive issues, then you think you have a lot of food allergies, you think you can't eat things that are healthy because those junctions have opened up and seeped into the bloodstream, okay? And so, but they can be retightened. So instead of taking all those drugs they give you where it still stays the same and it just suppresses everything and makes you worse, they can actually be tightened again. So that's what the leaky gut is. It's leaking. It leaks out, it leaches into your bloodstream, and your bloodstream reacts violently to it because you can literally die if you have big pieces of chicken and stuff floating in your bloodstream, okay? It has to, that's why you have those reactions. That's why you feel like crap. So when you're able to eat the foods that you weren't able to eat before, when you're able to not have any kind of digestive upset, no bloating, when you're able to eliminate properly and quickly without any smells or anything like that, your body will tell you your skin's going to clear up because when you're having leaky gut, your skin and your hair, they're going to be dry, you're going to look tired, you're going to see all these things. All that stuff will start to clear up. It will all start to clear up. So, and it doesn't take years to do. I mean, within a year, within 6 months, you will see a significant difference if you're doing those things on a regular basis. Mm-hmm.
What causes leaky gut?
Yeah, that's a whole conversation. That's actually going to our next things, our next lesson after we do this thing. Yeah, because a lot of people have leaky gut and don't know it.
Crohn's disease, I mean, what part is that somewhat similar to Crohn's disease?
It's not, it is and it isn't. Some people who have Crohn's is a precursor to getting Crohn's. Crohn's is colitis, the inflammation of the colon, which is the last part before you eliminate, right? And they have a very, very, very hard time digesting basic kind of food, and they're in extreme pain. And they typically have to go on elimination diets to address it. But there's also some other factors in there and inflammation that's happening. It's just completely inflamed. And so you're trying to get something to pass through and it's shut because it's swollen and inflamed. And that's what's causing that pain. And then you can't eliminate properly and it backs up in your system. And then you get sick from that because your body's having to reabsorb all that again. So that's what that's coming from. And luckily, if what I'm saying is not the only way. It's just the natural way is what I'm talking about. You can reverse that. Okay, any other questions or comments on that?
I have a question about elimination.
Yes.
One more question.
Okay, one more poop question.
Not a poop question.
Okay.
Exhaling.
Yes.
What is it that has happened to many of us who have been wearing masks during a shutdown? What has that done to us who were forced to wear masks at work, or what damage
Power
has that
of love and
done
action.
to us?
Power of love and action. Okay, so her question is from the forced wearing of masks during the C word, because this is going to be on YouTube and we're still not allowed to say that word, during the pandemic. What has that done to our body? So I have to give a very general answer because we're being recorded, and I can tell you more things after class. It's not recorded. The long and short of it is not good, because first of all, those masks are completely ineffective because you can, unless you're wearing like an N95 mask, you're wearing those little paper masks, it absolutely nothing. It was more for your mental security than anything, because those big, large holes, we're talking about microscopic, nanoscopic things can go through those huge holes in that paper mask. But, that's what it was, and that's fine. Secondly, man, I don't need this video taken down.
I can pause it. doctors and
Look, Ray, you
nurses
checked the
and stuff like that.
Yeah, the best way to say, okay, basically our lungs, when we exhale, it's releasing the stuff that your body doesn't need, which is essentially, you can say it's toxic, but it's not necessarily, it's just, we don't need it. It's waste, okay? So when you're reabsorbing the waste, that's the long and short of it, okay? You're reabsorbing the waste that's supposed to be exhaled. You're reabsorbing that carbon monoxide supposed to be going out. Then you're part of that, not all of it, because it's still all those big holes in the mass. Part of it's still coming back in. And it's not ideal. It's not ideal. And I understand some people were forced, but when I still see people today driving in a car by themselves, the windows rolled up with the mask on, or walking outside with their dog with a paper mask at that. Yeah, they don't understand. They're just scared, and I understand how the media could have, made people scared, and I understand and respect it. So that's the long and short of it. I think that's what I can say without having any kind of issues. Okay, but it's a lot more to it than that. We could talk after class. Any other questions before we move on? You okay? Okay. All right, so I think we're on our last one. No, it's two more, sorry. So we're under control on the back page. Control inflammatory response. Now, I would say my main teacher, the one who got me on this path of becoming a naturopathic doctor, he believes that all disease stems from fatigue and or inflammation. And he has written a couple of books to prove that. And you'll always see that's one of the side effects. It's either you feel it, or when they do a test, it's like, oh, you have inflammation. And they make it seem like it's minor, but it's not. Your body's not supposed to be inflamed. We weren't born to have inflamed bodies. And say, oh, your level of inflammation is okay. It's not okay. They've made it okay because they're basing it on a sick population. So every time they keep changing the standard, it's based on, well, more and more people are sick, so now here's the new standard, okay? That's why they've changed the blood pressure standard, because everyone has such high blood pressure. Now it's like, okay, here's the new standard of blood pressure because our populace is sick. So you cannot get caught up in that stuff. You can't get caught up in that. Okay, let's see. Coretta, would you read control, please? This is our lovely retro dietitian, y'all, my friend.
Control inflammatory response.
Yes, please.
All plants, especially those rich in color, is shown to have anti-inflammatory properties. Foods that boost the anti-inflammatory response include berries, which is
Acai, yes.
So there's frozen salt, grape and fruity, wild blueberries, frozen, turmeric, beet, Asian mushrooms, onion, garlic, foods rich in omega-3s, which is chlorella, ground flax, chia seeds, and walnuts.
Yeah, so what's your takeaway from the control? You can do it. It's all within reach. And again, you don't have to be perfect. No one is. But making sure you're incorporating this on a regular basis is what's essential, right? Making sure you have, like we said, eat something green every day, eat something raw every day. If you can just do those two things, you will see a difference. You definitely see a difference in your stool. You should start to see a difference in your energy level. You should start to see a difference in how your skin and nails react. Just doing those two things, even still going to Bojangles and stuff, if you just do those two things, just starting off, you will see a difference and feel a difference.
One thing, when it comes to this, with my clients, I've been talking about the rainbow.
Yes.
You start thinking about the rainbow of colors. That's going to cover a lot of what's on here.
Exactly.
All these anti-inflammatory properties. If you go eat French fries, if you go eat cake and cookies, that really don't get on the rainbow. It's artificial. It's not natural. So think about the rainbow.
Your plate should be colorful. It should not be brown. I can't tell you how many brown plates of food I see. Just brown on top with a little scriggle lettuce or a little piece of tomato thing to make you feel good about yourself. It ain't doing nothing, okay? You have some color on your plate, okay? Yes.
Okay, I look at turmeric. I
Yes.
used to buy the fresh, root and peel it and chop it. I got tired of that. So then.
Leslie. It's okay.
I started taking a teaspoon of dry. Is it much worse to do that than it is to use the fresh fruit?
Worse is this is the wrong comparative to use. No, you do what's best for you. Fresh is always best. But if you can't or don't want to do fresh, then powder is okay. The difference is the curcumin, which is the active ingredient that makes it anti-inflammatory. It's already low absorbing in the human body. So you take the powdered form, it's even less absorbing. So you have to take way more powdered form to get what you would in the fresh. So that's the kind of balance with it.
You have to add pepper in each.
That's one way to do it. It's one way to do it, and that's still very low absorbing. So you have to do it on a regular basis so it can build up in there, because that quercetin and the curcumin, those are antioxidants as well. So you have to do it on a regular basis so it actually stores up in your body.
How often? For the ground. Because I take the ground.
Okay.
A teaspoon of the ground.
Okay.
How often do you need to?
Need is another word. Like, we try to stay away from those things. Okay, it's all lifestyle, right?
How often is helpful?
Daily. Daily. Because again, that particular compound that you're taking it for you're not even absorbing 10% of it. So you have to take it regularly so it can store up, because it's not absorbable. It's not very well absorbed by the human body. Okay.
Does it have to be black pepper? I use cayenne pepper. Does it have to be black?
In that case, when to make it a little bit more absorbable, black pepper specifically is what the pairing is. Yep.
And for insulin resistant people, how does this help? And inflammation, how does this rainbow work?
If you have insulin resistance, you definitely have inflammation in the body. They're extremely strong. I can't say it's guaranteed. As they say, it's strongly correlated. Okay, just because of what the sugar that's not getting your cell to do its job, it wreaks havoc in the body, and it's going to cause inflammation all over and cause other things. So you definitely want to do this. If you have insulin resistance or pre-diabetes or diabetes or anything like that, you want to make sure you're taking those things to reduce the inflammation for sure. And it's not just turmeric, for example. That's one of the things. You can do it with ginger. You can do it. I mean, you can do it with all the things that we've been talking about in class. Yep. Yes.
Apple cider vinegar. What would any of that help with any of these 5 pillars? I hear people talk about it and take it daily. It's supposed to have all of these, health factors. And so, what is your opinion on that?
Okay, first of all, I am in support of apple cider vinegar, but it is marketing because it's vinegar. Okay, that's what vinegar does. So you could use that's edible, not the cleaning kind of vinegar. It's a different type of vinegar. Okay, so as long as we're talking about food grade vinegar, it does the same thing as apple cider vinegar. Okay, that's number one. So it doesn't have to be apple cider vinegar with the mother, even though that's the thing. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, that is a Band-Aid. Okay, it's a Band-Aid. So you can do it. So if you're doing something every day, what's the root cause of you having to do that every day? Address that root cause. And so when you're in the natural side of things, we're all about addressing the root cause. Now, some people are fine with just putting a Band-Aid on it every day and say, I'm just going to take a shot twice a day, every day, and eat what I want to eat. Okay, if that's what you want to do, that's okay. But at the end of the day, when you're taking that, what you're doing, you're lowering the pH. So most people, that's why I tell people don't drink high pH water, alkaline water. For most people, because most people in this country are in some state of disease, that's not good for you, right? And so you need a low pH to break down food, especially if you're still eating dead animals, especially if you're still eating anything of those complex proteins like in dairy to break down. You have to have a lower pH. So when you drink apple cider vinegar, because it's low on the pH scale, that's what's helping you break down the food. That's what's helping you diminish bloating, diminish all the problems that you would normally have when you don't have it. That's what it's doing. That's why it's a Band-Aid versus changing your diet, healing your microbiome so that you don't have that at all. So but it's people's choice. Right, that's what the whole class is about. It's not me pushing this on you. It's like, make the choice. So if you know you're going to get bubble guts, then you know that up front. And you're just choosing to do that. Okay? And that's okay. Okay. Anything else before we move to our last part? Because we got to get cooking. Yes.
What is chlorella? Like, what is that?
Chlorella.
Like, what does that look for? So, like, I keep seeing, things about, like, chlorophyll drops. Like, that's supposed to be good for you. But what is like, is that coming from this chlorella?
Okay, so chlorella and spirulina, those are your blue-green algae. And those are the ones that they're all amino acids, or like people say high in protein. But all your amino acids are there, all your omega-3s are there. It's very anti-inflammatory. And the chlorella that I highly recommend is a brand called Sun Chlorella. You can take like the 500 milligram tablets. And that's like a great, like, in addition to sea moss, it's a great thing to cleanse, because what chlorophyll does, it cleanses the blood. And so that's why I would say eat something green every day. You have to have something to help filter the blood, help your kidneys out, clean the blood. And the only thing that really truly does that is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll also deodorizes the body. That's why ever since I've been eating like this, and don't think out, because I don't, you can come check me, but I don't wear deodorant, okay? I do not wear deodorant at all. And when I sweat, when I work, it's just like your poop. When you poop, it smells like nothing. When you sweat, I'm just wet. It has no odor. It's not like, oh, my gym clothes, I'm gonna put them somewhere else, okay? Well, you got to think about when you're eating things that take a long time to break down. So just think about our bodies are what temperature? 98.7, right? So just think about if you had a piece of meat or a piece of cheese and you had it in a closed, dark space at 98.7 degrees and it sat in there for more than 24 hours because your bowel transit time is not where it's supposed to be, it begins to putrefy. So that's what's happening here, and that's the smell you're smelling is the putrefaction that's happening in your gut. But when you're eating those clean things and they're able to move and you're eating enough fiber, that's why it doesn't have time to putrefy. It just simply is breaking down, and by the time it could putrefy, you've already eliminated it. So when you're eating all the macaroni and cheese with dairy cheese and you're drinking the milks and the lattes and the ice creams and all those things, that is what is putrefying your gut, and that is what you smell. Okay? And the same thing, that's what's coming out your armpits. That's why your gym clothes, you should have no smell. It should be salty. Like if someone wants to lick you, my husband came to lick me in my neck, it should be salty because of electrolytes, but it should not stink. It should not have an odor. Okay? So that's the answer.
Oh my gosh, so seriously, you have to hear this. What you're saying has so much power to it. Because before I came here, okay, so you know there's the deodorant like Secret or whatever.
And P.S. please stop wearing those. They have aluminum in it and other things. If you're going to still wear deodorant, make sure it's aluminum free. Okay, that's go ahead. I'm sorry.
So then you have the aluminum free, which is the Toms and all the stuff that you get, or whatever. It's the contrast to what I'm talking about. Okay, so I got the ones that are free of aluminum, that my mom uses Toms, whatever.
Free of baking soda.
Yes, but before I started coming to this class, I could not use it because it did not keep the odor. Did not keep the odor from me. So I said I have to go back to the one that was stronger. Now listen to me, this is powerful, because since I have been coming to this class and I have stopped eating dairy, I can now use that deodorant, and I don't even need the deodorant anymore. Can you believe this? This is testimony. I am serious. Just in 2 months, I don't have to use the deodorant. I play pickleball almost every day. I do. People can vouch for me. I do that, and I do not wear it.
Thank you, Dr. Deb, for sharing that testimony. That's amazing. You too will appreciate that.
Oh gosh, you do good stuff.
If you want, when I use a deodorant, and this is no lie, like all the limes and lemons, I just, after I finish squeezing them, I do like this and rub my face with it. Yes. Thank you. Y'all always talk about my skin. I appreciate it. But no, I rub the lime on my face, and then I put it underneath my armpits. And that's only like if I know I'm going to be somewhere hot. Like I'm like, let me go get some lime. I don't wear deodorant. So you don't have to. You just don't have to. You shouldn't have an odor. You're not supposed to have an odor.
I know anytime I have so much there.
And that's when you know someone, that's when y'all want to use the pooperies and the incense and all that stuff. Okay. Okay, y'all. Well, I love our conversation, but we're at 4:06. So let's get this last part done so we can get cooking. I'm going to have to speed rush some of this so that y'all can eat and get out here on time. All right, so the glycemic index, lower glycemic foods. Let's see, Sheila, would you read the first 2 paragraphs?
Okay. Vegetables.
As loudly as you can, please.
Vegetables. Broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, leafy greens, celery, asparagus, green beans, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, eggplant, and herbs.
Fruits, berries, citrus fruits, apples, just ripe bananas, no brown spots, pear, pineapple, plum, peach, cherries, etc.
So for plantain and bananas, once they start to turn, they go higher on the glycemic index. When they're like just purely like yellow or green, they're a low glycemic fruit. So if you're a person that has to pay attention to that, that's the only reason why I put that there, so that you would know. Like if you're eating a spotty brown banana or a fully blackened plantain, that it is higher up on the glycemic index. Okay. All right. Not that that's bad. It's just for an awareness. Okay. It's not bad at all. Okay. Yes.
Kiwi's great.
Yeah. This is not all inclusive. This is just to jog your. This was not inclusive at all. Definitely are nuts and seeds. I listed those as well. And I put quinoa there because quinoa is actually a grain. It's a seed, even though we cook it as a grain, like a rice replacement. So that's why I have it listed there. All right, in our last section, higher glycemic foods. Zaina?
Most processed food, chips, muffins, cereals, bread, baked goods, pasta, white rice, sugar, sweeteners, beverages, soda, etc. Starchy vegetables are white potatoes and corn peas.
Now, who recalls how you can still eat, if you're so stuck on saying, I just cannot do brown rice, or I can't find wild rice, or whatever. I want my white rice. Okay, I want my white potatoes. They're still white. If they're still white, it's still white. Okay, it's still white. It's been infused with some herbs. Okay, how can you eat it and it not spike your blood sugar? What's the way we talk about how do we form that resistant starch so that when you eat it, it does not have that effect of spiking your blood sugar like if you go order to a Japanese restaurant and get white rice and it's going to go straight to sugar.
Put it in the refrigerator.
Leslie for the VIP today. If you take white potatoes or white rice or any kind of high glycemic grain or something like that, if you let it get cold and then you eat it, resistant starch has formed and it does not do a glucose spike. So that's the thing. So you can cook your rice, put it in there, let it cool down on the stove. Don't put it in there hot. Put it in the refrigerator, let it get cold. So like the next day, you can eat it. So like you do most times you do a stir fry, it's with day old rice. Okay. So if you do that, you don't have the insulin spike. And that's a cheat for you all who say you can't get over the white rice thing. You can do that. Same thing with potatoes. Okay. So again, potatoes are very, very healthy. It's all the crap you put on it. It's the bacon bits and the cheddar and the sour cream and all the other crap I don't even want to think about that makes it unhealthy. But the potato itself is very healthy. However, because of the starch content, it can boost your blood sugar. So if you cool off your potatoes and then eat them after they've cooled, it becomes a resistant starch. It does not spike your sugar. Okay?
So do you have to eat it cold or make it cool and then warm it back up?
You can warm it back up. Well, you weren't here for that, but we should be eating things at room temperature. We're not supposed to eat anything super hot or anything super cold. So you can warm it up. I'm never going to tell you to make it hot, okay? Because you're definitely killing off stuff. Okay. Any last questions before we start cooking? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you, if you freeze the rice?
Yeah, after you cooked it?
Yeah, and then you can take it out and just let it get room
Not
temperature.
microwave.
Can you do that with blueberries? And we have a lot of frozen fruit there. And I don't like to put the cold in my blender when I'm making a smoothie.
You like to use fresh fruit? Yeah, that's fine.
But I'm just saying,
Fresh is always best.
I'm saying if I defrost it and let it become room temperature before I put it in the blender, does that destroy the,
Okay, in that situation, just use fresh fruit. Because again, when you change you're changing the chemical structure. When you heat or freeze food, you've changed the chemical structure of the food. So you're always going to have some type of degradation in terms of nutrient loss. Not a whole lot. I think it goes down to like 85%. Instead of you eating the blueberry off the bush fresh, then when you freeze it and then you eat it and it's thawed, then it's like down to 85% because that's just what happens. Okay, when you do a flash steam or a flash like a steaming, same thing, right? Because you've added heat, it's changing the structure of it. That's what it's making it softer, it's making it more absorb all those things. So it's a trade-off. This is again informed choice. So you know if you want to eat it raw, fully raw, if you want to have it steamed, or if you want to have it fully processed. Okay, the more processed it is, the less nutrients it has. Okay, so when you're looking up something online for this nutrition facts, it's talking from a raw perspective. It's not talking about it's been frozen, or it's been this now. Hi, welcome to Love in Action. How you doing? Come on in. Yeah, we're good. Okay, let's get started, y'all. Let's get started. I'm glad y'all are awake. It started off a little slow. That's okay. That's okay. I'm cool with that. Let me get my hands washed. All right, we're going to go to my neck of the woods in West Africa, Nigeria, and do some Nigerian rice and beans. Now, for my OGs in the class, what are the flavor profiles that are synonymous with West Africa? West African cuisine, particularly Nigerian cuisine. Peppers are a part of it, yes. Tomatoes. Not so much. Different ones. Oh yeah. But in terms of staples in the building up of like a stew. Onions. Red onions. Hi Pre, welcome. Okay. Who remembers the Holy Trinity? No, that's for America. You're talking about American and French. For West Africa. You said carrots? Definitely not. That is a German concoction. That's a made-up vegetable. Red onions, tomato, and red peppers. Sheila, for the second VIP of the day. Excellent. All right, so for those of you all who can keep me honest, because y'all know I will go rogue and make up my own thing as I go along, go to my website, thenigergoddess.com, click on the hamburger menu, and click on recipes, and this will be the one at the very top. At least I think it is. It's either, if it's not, it's the second one. All right, and it will say Nigerian rice and beans. All right. So I've done a lot of our prep already. So this is a very easy dish, and it's also a very affordable dish. Most rice and bean dishes are rice and bean dishes because they're very affordable and it fills you up, and it does well for meal prep. It does all the things, right? So it's really like no excuse type of thing. And like I mentioned, most people have had Hispanic rice and beans. You've had Caribbean rice and beans or peas. You haven't probably had West African rice and peas. And it's a different flavor profile, and it's definitely got a little bit of a kick to it. And for some of y'all, it might feel like a lot of a kick to it. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is take our liquid gold here, which is our red palm oil. Okay. And who recalls why this is so amazing? Oh, that got super hot real fast. Who recalls why this is so amazing? What are the two things that has the highest concentration of from a dietary standpoint? What are the two nutrients? Okay. Okay, so y'all all didn't run screaming for that. So one of them is vitamin E. It has the whole vitamin E complex, one of the highest sources on the planet. And what's the other vitamin that it has in extremely high amounts? Okay. Did the registered dietitian give the answer?
Well, I was going to say it, but I thought that would be cheating because I didn't hear her.
She is 100% correct. Vitamin A. Okay, and vitamin A is really good for eyesight. So in I hate to say third world countries, but in remote countries across the world, when children in particular are experiencing like night blindness, they have them take red palm oil to help restore their vision, help with their vision. Okay, it is extremely high. It's very concentrated. That's why you don't. This is a medium heat oil, and make sure you always use it over medium heat. All right, so the first thing he said to do, I believe, is to melt the palm oil, yes? Who's following along? Somebody keep me honest, so I just start doing my own thing. Gently heat it.
Yes, gently heat the red palm oil.
All right, I've done that. What's next?
Once add the red onions and saute for free.
All right. I might be adding the tomatoes in too because I put them in the same container. I thought I was going to be able to. So I've already diced the tomatoes. I've already diced the onion. You know, y'all see my little dicer thing I have.
Scotch bonnet.
So I'm going to let this saute for a second because when I smell red palm oil, I smell home. It makes me happy. And so when I can smell the onion over the smell of home, then I know it's ready. Okay, so I'm going to turn this up some. And we're going to get this sauteing. And it should be covered in this red-orange color that will stain your plates as a heads up, okay? That's all the beta carotene coming through. I don't know if y'all can smell it yet, but I'm feeling it.
Which kitchen you smelling the most from?
You smell this, you ain't smelling that. I'm totally kidding on that. I'm sure you're smelling both. I can smell the grease. Okay. So see how pretty that looks, man? Oh my God. Yeah. Niger, man, I love it. Okay, so what's next? I'm doing this super fast so y'all can eat.
Add scotch bonnet.
Okay, so I think I already,
And mix well.
let's see which one that's in. Don't tell me I forgot that at home. Oh, Lord. Wait, I put in one of these things. Where is it?
Did you not show it to us earlier? Is that it?
Crisis averted. Crisis totally averted. Okay, here is the one measly, tiny little scotch bonnet with the seeds and everything. Drop it on in there. Bam. Okay.
And mix it well.
And mix it well. Now, if you do not go to an African market, you are unlikely to find scotch bonnet. They will say, I think I even put in there, use habanero. Habanero, you don't taste the fruitiness of the pepper, you taste strictly the heat, in my opinion. But that's what you're going to find at all the grocery stores is habanero. So unless you decide to take a trip over to the, some of our African markets, they have an abundance of scotch bonnet peppers. Okay, so you all get to experience scotch bonnet peppers. It has the heat, but it has a fruity pepper to it.
The seeds, right? The seeds.
So the seeds actually have no heat. It's the pith that the seeds are attached to that has the capsaicin in it that it's hot. But because the seeds are on that pith, people associate the seeds as having the heat. The seeds themselves have absolutely no heat. It's the vein, that white part that's stuck to it. It's all the heat's in that. And I actually learned that there's a pepper master in Fort Mill, South Carolina. He has bred one of the hottest peppers in the world. And then talking to him, and he's been on Epicurious, he's been all over. He's the one that explained all that to me. Gave me, because I was like, people here in this country cannot take heat, but that white man can take some heat.
Any more spices to add? Add all spices and mix well.
All right, so y'all wanted to see me do a tablespoon of this and a tablespoon of that. I put it all in here. Okay, so it's the paprika, smoked because that's what I like. But do you salt? I use Nigerian curry powder. You could use Jamaican. You could use Indian. If you want the African kind, you have to go to an African market, okay? And it does taste different because all the spice blend ratios are different. Garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and of course I picked the Maggi cubes because that's Nigerian. But if you don't have that, you can use a regular bouillon cube like Knorr, okay? And that's all right here. And it's basically a tablespoon of everything except for the black pepper. I toned it down for y'all. So it's just I think it's 1 teaspoon, I said, of black pepper. Okay. And make sure it's freshly ground. When you buy that pre-ground crap, it's purely heat. You do not taste the fruitiness of the pepper, and peppers actually have flavor. So get a pepper mill and crack your pepper. It's a night and day difference. It's totally night and day difference. It is worth it. Okay. So you see it's getting thick already just for the spices. You can smell the spices, and when we put spices and fat, what is that called? What did we say that was called? Y'all forgot? Look, y'all starting to fail again. Y'all came up, you started off at a D, went to an A, now it's called delicious. Okay, I can take delicious. I can take delicious. I can take that. It's called blooming. Okay. Yes, you bloom your spices in a fat. Okay, and that releases the volatile oils, and that's what you're smelling. That makes it smell delicious, and that happens in fat. You can't do that in water. All the oils won't come out because they're not water soluble, they're fat soluble. Okay. Yes. Yes. I like how you said that. Okay, what's the next thing? I got to do some turbo speed.
Allow mixture to simmer for 10 to 15 minutes.
We're going to skip that part. Just do a time.
Add veggie stock.
Okay. I've already done the veggie stock. So this is just better than bouillon and 4 cups of water. I did the no beef. I know I put vegetable, but you can use any non-animal stock that you like. So it's the no beef, better than bouillon, and 4 cups of water. I thought I was supposed to add in the beans first.
And beans.
Okay.
It says veggie stock first and beans.
Okay.
To pot and then mix well.
Here are beans. You know, I'm not a fan of canned beans, but if you are trying to make this quick, you can buy some organic canned black-eyed beans, rinse them thoroughly, and do that. Or you can just buy a bag and do it yourself in this thing and freeze them. Okay, so we have our beans. And who recalls, my OGs, what the black part is on the bean? Why they're called black-eyed beans, or here in the United States, black-eyed peas. What is the eye, the black eye on the pea? What is that? Say it again, Rashadat. All right, that's our third VIP for today. That's where it was connected in the pod, okay? Know where your food grows, where it comes from, what it looks like. That's what I always say. Okay, so we added in our beans, and what else?
Wash the rice. Oh, mix well, and wash the rice. Ground nori to the pot.
All right, so I have our parboiled brown rice that I have thoroughly rinsed. Now, this is the step that you really should not skip. So some people like to make Nigerian food, particularly like jollof rice, and it's like a mushy mess, and that's Nigeria's not going to eat it. I'm just going to tell you. They're going to look at it and say that's not jollof rice. You have to wash the rice. You have to literally do like this. It will become a very cloudy mixture, and that's all the starch being released. And until that water is clear, it's going to be a matty mess. We call it soggy rice, or they call it wet rice. We don't like it. We don't like it. All right, so I've already done that part. So I'm just adding that here. And again, that's a step not to skip, unless you like mushy rice. And if you do, then that's your prerogative. Okay. All right. You like mushy rice? Okay, then that's your prerogative, Darlene. Have all the mushy rice you can stomach. Okay. All right, and get this in there. So this is 2 cups of parboiled brown rice that I have washed thoroughly, along with 3 cups of black-eyed beans that are pre-cooked. And again, you can make a huge thing of this. It freezes well. It's great for meal prep. And then for those of you who feel like you still need a dead animal on it, you can add your chicken and all your other stuff to it. You know, you can still do all those things with it. Okay? Yeah. Do what you need to do. Okay? I'm not here to judge you. Now, so here I have, so last week I showed you in the chickpea tuna, the nori sheets. So in most of our dishes, we use dried crayfish as a seasoning. Okay? It has a very distinct smell. When I go in there, I know somebody from West Africa is cooking up something really good, and I smell it. I know it. But we are vegans, and we love the crayfish, too. They should live, okay? They have families, too, all right? So instead, we have a nori sheet that I don't know if y'all can see. They can see the sheet? Okay. That I just blitzed in a NutriBullet, okay? So this is our crayfish replacement that gives us some kind of a little fishiness, umaminess to it, instead of the dead crayfish, okay? Because I don't want anything dead in my food. That's just me. So, all right, so mix that in. And then what else does it say to do?
Just mix it well, and then just place the Dutch place on the Dutch oven and reduce heat to simmer.
All right. Okay.
Place the lid.
That's what we're going to do. So let that simmer. What time is it? 4:30. Okay. I'll go ahead and serve y'all this since we don't have a whole lot of time. I could love a volunteer. And Randall, if you want to come up and talk to the people while I'm doing this. Our handsome entrepreneur is back. Serve the rice. All right. You coming? Okay, so we don't have dead air for the YouTube family. Okay. You come on all around. All right, and then Coretta has volunteered to serve you all, so she'll come around and give you all a scoop of this. It has a little bit of a kick for folks who are not used to Nigerian food. Go ahead. All right.
Hey. How's everybody doing today? My name is Randall. I was grateful to be here last week, but I came again next week with Ethos Elimination, my candle business. We have 100% soy wax candles, like I said, free from carcinogens, which are cancer causing, mutagens that change your DNA, reproductive and acute toxins as well. Because we love to go above and beyond the standards. Great to see y'all today. And if anyone would be interested in purchasing a candle, I'll be right back there. I'd love to talk to you about the process, how we make them straight from the kitchen, and how we source our materials as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so to keep this thing moving right along, we're gonna do our dessert for today, whole food plant-based. It is a chocolate raspberry cream pie, okay? There's only date sweetened. That's what we're gonna do. So I put in there, I think I put 3 cups of nuts for the base. So any nuts you want. And if for a person who used to be allergic to nuts, when I had leaky gut, you can totally do this with seeds. I would personally do this with pumpkin seeds and pumpkin and hemp is probably what I would do. Maybe even some sesame, but it does not have to be nuts. Hold on, those are too small. Chef Dumar. Any chef that can give me a box of spoons. I need some spoons. I forgot them at home. Yes, please. I forgot them. That's my bad. All right. So I have here, in the one I already prepared for you, I used walnuts. And I only had 3 cups of walnuts left. So the other nuts I had in my house, I had hazelnuts and almonds. So that's what I'm using. So I have 3 cups here of nuts. This happens to be hazelnuts and almonds. All right. Again, if you're making this for someone who has a nut allergy, you can completely do this with seeds. And I actually prefer it. There she is. Hey, pretty lady. All right. Huh?
It's spicy. I'm so glad. Yes, I'm so happy. Yes.
All right. I've already pitted our dates. So we need approximately 7 medjool dates. And that's just to keep the crust, have it stick together.
7 dates, 2 tablespoons.
I know it's a teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Vanilla and 2 tablespoons of cocoa.
2 tablespoons of cocoa powder.
And then 1/8 teaspoon of salt.
1, 2. All right. So we've got that.
A little bit of salt.
Didn't bring that. What else?
You didn't bring the salt. Okay, That's it.
It's the cocoa, the dates.
Now you got to put it in the food processor and get it going.
All right. Oh, that was it? Okay.
Nuts, dates, powder, vanilla, and salt.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so you know it's done when I squeeze it together and it holds together. Hey, so I'm just going to add just a touch more of this and maybe one more date. You like the kick? Okay. Oh, above the Rasta pasta? Okay.
I love it.
Yay.
We should keep this heat level right here. All menus. All menus.
I'm with it. That's just the one.
Yes. So the other half of your crew ain't here.
So what?
The other half of your crew ain't here.
Yeah, the rest of the crew would not be on board. No, absolutely not.
That's her half. I think I might just make
This way. This way. All right, so all we're going to do is just take our crust, put it into our processed shell. Oh, and if I did not mention to you, because our kitchen closes very soon, please order your food so that they can get out here on time too. You feel free to order now. It does not disrupt the class. And you're just going to just take your hand and press it in. It's super simple.
While you're doing that, can you tell us why we need to eat hot at some point spicy to counteract?
The question is, why is it good for you to work on your heat tolerance level? Capsaicin in particular is a driver. It acts as a catalyst in the body. So anytime you're taking something like that's medicinal, if you wanted to have a reaction and actually drive into the cells, you need to have something that's going to be act as a catalyst. So heat or capsaicin does that. So that's why if you have an herbal blend, in any herbal blend, it's always a catalyst herb, and it tends to have a little bit of heat or something, or oomph is a good one to it. So that's why you want to do that. That's why, like when I do like the sea moss shell, anything I do, I always have some element of heat. It's too hot for you. That was one pepper. I knew it's not for everybody, but I said, hey, I always do baby mouth, but today I'm going to Nigeria. And even though I would add 3 personally, I would add 3, but for the public, 1. But I figured 1's enough for y'all. I figured 1's enough. Okay, so I pressed this in, okay? Y'all good with that? You see, that was extremely quick and easy, right? Just like simple ingredients, very easy to do, and highly customizable. All right, so I'm gonna move this out the way. Trying to go in turbo speed. Thank you so much, Leslie and Coretta, for serving. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is do our filling. Okay, and again, because I meant to mention that earlier, please feel free to go ahead and place your orders before they close up the kitchen. All right, so we have our frozen organic raspberries. Raspberries are on the Dirty Dozen list, as most berries are, so make sure that they are organic. Okay? So I'm trying to... Yes. Yes. I'm not going to feed y'all pesticides. After we're doing a whole clean recipe, just covered in pesticides, covered in Roundup. We don't need Roundup on our food. Okay, I believe it's 3 teaspoons. I'm always very heavy on vanilla, and I usually don't care because I know I can make my own. Like this one little thing is $10, and I have a whole gallon for the same cost. So if you don't want to be as generous with your vanilla, you don't have to be. I understand it's costly. Cup of plant milk, okay. Here are my soaked cashews. I just soaked them in the container they came in, and I've already drained them. Wait, were we supposed to add those yet?
It says plant milk and vanilla first.
It said raspberries.
Plant milk, dates.
The dates. That's what it was. All right. We got to hit. See how I go rogue. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. I've already pitted the dates. I think I said like 14 dates.
Yeah, 12, 14.
Okay. That's what those are. I think that's technically 16 because there's only like 2 left. So I just did the last 2 of them. All right. So we're going to just blend that first, right? Plus the milk. All right. So this is, I made flaxseed milk. It's one of my favorite milks. That's why it's brown. So I'm using the flax milk. I think Margaret had experience with making her own milk and saw how gratifying it can be to make your own milk and how delicious it is. But you don't have to do that. You can buy your own organic plant-based milk. All right. So let's give this a blitz. Look at that color. Next step, yep. All right. So had I not put those nuts in, it would have been more liquidy, but I already started the process. All right, and the beetroot is optional. It's just really for color. Or the pomegranate powder is more for color, so that as it blends with the more stuff we add to it, to keep that red raspberry-like color. So if you're presenting it to somebody else, so you can even get this at Walmart. I mean, it's very easy to find beetroot powder. Pomegranate powder, you go to more specialty stores, but it's still going to add nutrition, but it's really for color, okay?
And we end up finding out with vitamins at it?
They're going to have it on the baking aisle in the little like gluten-free section, where they have like slightly healthier looking things if you're going to Walmart. What else am I supposed to add?
Psyllium husk.
Not yet. What else?
That's it.
Okay. Now who knows what psyllium husk is? We've talked about it before.
It's a fiber.
It is a fiber. What kind of fiber? Soluble fiber, yes. And it's most commonly associated with what product? Metamucil. Okay, but what it actually is, psyllium husk it grows on a shrub in a gel-like covered seed, and that's the psyllium. And so that's extracted from that bush, and it's made and put in Metamucil and whatever. It's a binder, it's a bulking agent. So that's why when people are drinking Metamucil, it helps to bulk their stool. That's probably the only fiber they're getting in a day is whatever they drink, that Metamucil. And since we're not using any binders, this is going to actually keep it bound as a cream, per se. So we put it in last because it bulks up very, very fast. So I want to blend everything else as well as I can, and then at the last minute I'll add in the psyllium husk, and then we'll pour and it'll be ready to go. Now we have our psyllium husk here, our organic psyllium husk. I got this from Whole Foods, but they have it at regular grocery stores. And you see as we blend, the color has changed. That's why you would add in the beetroot powder to keep it that vibrant red color. All right, I think I said a tablespoon of psyllium husk. Okay. And then it becomes this cream, thick cream that we're going to pour into. Okay, Fly, you need to go somewhere. All right. Hi, welcome to Love in Action. How you doing? And that's it. It's done. So if you're a person that needs things to be sweeter, then you can add more dates. Okay, like I always say, don't be ashamed of where you are on your journey. If it's not sweet enough for you, because this is not a very sweet dessert. I heard that some people were happy about that. Some people are not. All right. Okay. Now we just pour this in there, and we put it in the refrigerator and let it chill, or you can put it in the freezer to let it get firm. And if Coretta or Rashida or Leslie or somebody can go into the freezer, and we can go ahead and start serving the cream pie. It's in the, not the first one, but the second freezer going down the hallway on the middle shelf, Tart pan.
What happened to your mini chef?
He conked out of me over there.
He had enough of our
He did. He was like, okay, that's enough of that. There's some plates right here. All right, and I need to put the drizzle on top. So you can put a date drizzle, date syrup drizzle, or agave drizzle. So it's in a tart pan, so come up like this so that it's easy to cut. Okay. All right, we'll just do a little zigzaggy thing. That's not what I wanted to do, but it came out wrong. All right, so I did that with date syrup, or you can do it, I think in the direction I say date syrup or agave, and just put whatever little touches, just for a touch of sweetness. Okay. All right. So now we just take this, or we just put this in the freezer.
Which utensil?
Ask Chef for a chef knife. Chef OG.
Yes, ma'am.
May we have a chef knife, please? Because this chef forgot hers. Yes, please.
10 inch, 12 inch, or 14 inch.
10 inch, please. Yes. My junior chef is waking up in time for dessert, conveniently. Okay. So, this is a totally raw dessert. Totally raw, full of antioxidants, right? You have the antioxidants in the raspberries and in the cocoa, yes. You have lots of omega-3s because you have the walnuts or whatever nut or seed you're using, right? So this is like all the good things in one in a dessert, okay? And it's easy. And then like on the picture, you'll see I put like fresh raspberries on top, and I actually had those raspberries soaked in like a simple syrup, and you can dust it with like a little coating or something, and it looks really cute. Yeah.
Can I have a slice of that every day?
You can. This is a completely guilt-free dessert. This is a guilt-free dessert. We put this in the freezer? Okay. Okay. I'll have to get my junior chef to rinse this out for me when he decides to wake up. All right, I'm going to check on our rice and beans here in class. So we're looking good over here. And what we're going to do, turn it down. Okay, still got a little ways to go. But what you do at the end, right before it's finished cooking, you add in what we call scent leaves. So scent leaves are African basil. Okay, so we have like African spinach, all the things you have here. We have it, I guess you can say a West African version of it. It tastes similar. So the scent leaves, it gives you basil energy. Now, unless you go to, not all the African markets carry scent leaf. When they do, it's in the frozen section. So you can just use regular old American basil, okay? And you put that in at the end. Now, we typically use a lot of thyme and basil. So our other dishes we use a lot of thyme. And then for this one, we are using scent leaves, okay? It just adds a brightness and a freshness to everything. And that's it. So what did y'all think of the Nigerian rice and beans? Yeah? Okay. Y'all always say that when I make black-eyed beans, if you don't like black-eyed beans. So we have a version of black-eyed. Y'all see me use the Nigerian bean that looks like black-eyed beans, but it's not the same species. So that's why, here, if you don't go to the African market, you can just buy black-eyed beans and get the same effect. Okay? But it's a great dish. Like I said, this is just 2 cups of rice. Look how much came out of this. Right? You can meal prep it. You can freeze it. You can add your other unmentionables to it if you so choose. So it's a lot that can be done with it. And hopefully y'all found it delicious. All right. So now our lovely ladies are passing out this pie, tart, whatever you want to call it. So, thoughts? You said it's sweet?
I don't eat sugar at all.
Oh, okay.
It's so good. I really like it's not sweet at all. It's refreshing.
It's not too sweet.
Okay.
I like that one sweet with some brown. One out of 10.
Okay. You like that crust? That's the one with walnuts. Yeah. So full of omega-3s. So completely wholesome. Completely wholesome. No, it's guilt-free. Bye. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Rashida, did you get some? You didn't get anything? Okay. Okay. Oh, cut them in half. It's okay. The other one's going to take a couple hours to kind of firm up. At least 30 minutes in the freezer. Okay, so we have reached the end of our class. Y'all have any other questions or comments before we wrap up? Y'all look happy today. Okay, well, you have enough time before they close the kitchen. You all can place your orders. I do have an announcement. So Chef and I, we always do a monthly event here. And so this month's event is a sip and paint. So that will be on the 24th, Friday the 24th from 6 to 9. It's $25. And here's what that includes. You get your canvas, you get your paint, you get a spaghetti dinner, you get a complimentary glass of vegan Moscato wine, and we have a local renowned artist who's going to come in to lead it because I can't draw. And also, it's basically, you come, it's all included for the 25, and it's $40 for couples. So if it's a couple, and it doesn't mean husband and wife, but if 2 people come together, it's $40, single is $25, and it'll be right here from 6 to 9 on May 24th, which is the kickoff to Memorial Day weekend. Okay, so in the newsletter, I'll probably send out, because I usually only send out 1 email a month, I'll send out an email about that, and I'll post about it on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, so y'all can see that. The paint and sip from 6 to 9, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Friday, May 24th. So I'm looking forward to it. The 420 pasta event was spectacular. We did very well. We did very well. Oh, yeah, Deb came. They came. Yeah, that was. He thinks of great ideas every month. That was his idea. So yeah.
So we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We'll do Valentine's again for sure, and just trying to think of new things. Yeah, we did a whole Valentine's thing. It was amazing. We did a 5-course Valentine's. Yep, and we both had. I had a menu. He had a menu, and people just order what they wanted, and yeah. Sip and paint or paint and sip. The flyer just got finished, so I'm going to be posting about it. Huh? Pay at the door as of right now. And so our website is being redeveloped right now. So for future events, our future monthly events, you'll be able to do it online. You can reserve your spot online and all that. But that we're like 2 weeks out from the site being up. So not on Niger Guys, on loveandactioncafe.com. Yep. And yeah, so that's our event. So I hope y'all come out for that, and I'll have notes about that, and I'll send, for those who are on the text thread, I'll send that out in text as well. Please invite your friends and family to come out to the cooking class, spread the love. We love this community, you know, just to talk about healthy eating and all that, and to expose them to our restaurant so they know that we're here. And I don't know if I told y'all this, but almost 2 months ago, we were rated the top vegan restaurant on Google and Happy Cow. Okay? So it's a big, big deal. So now once you're number one, you got to try to stay number one. Okay? So that's the goal. So we're going to keep being out in the community. We're going to keep serving healthy, delicious foods that people like. So please keep telling your people about it. And we always love 5-star reviews. We don't want your 4.5s. We want your 5-star reviews on Google and Happy Cow. Okay? We appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay.
One thing I taught Tyson here that I would say would be one thing.
Wow. That's what you said. That's what you said.
And I still would eat.
Who's going to go home and make the Nigerian rice and beans?
Me.
Okay. Who would make this pie? Was it easy enough? It was easy enough. Does it taste like a raw dessert? Would you think about it as raw if you didn't know it was raw? It tastes like a raw dessert? Okay.
I learned about it here. I just made a raw dessert before I got here. Yours.
Most people think a raw dessert has to be cold, or it has, and it can be room temperature. It can be all the things. Yep. Yep. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Friday, May 24th. Okay, guys. Well, I am so grateful for your time and attention today. Again, feel free to check out with Chef in the back if you want to order anything. We have Randall in the back. He has some candles for y'all today if you weren't able to get to him last week. And as always, if you want to get a tower garden, I'm happy and here to serve you. Okay, we want to make sure you're able to grow your own organic fruits and vegetables. And we appreciate you. So I'll see you. Oh, so next Sunday is Mother's Day, and we will still be here. Okay, we will still be here. So I'll see you next week. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.